Guys, you know who this is. Happy holidays to everybody. It's me, the California Kid. I'm here, back in California, actually back home. As a matter of fact, I'm standing right here on the fifth hole of a golf course. Good morning, happy holidays to you guys. As a promise is a promise, I told you every single day that I would actually be here up until we officially launch and break history, guys. I got to tell you, I'm really excited to actually for this specific launch. Very excited about it. It's all mapped out. We're actually ahead of schedule. Things are going much better than I even imagined. And so I'm really excited. But this morning, guys, I want to be here with you. Happy holidays to everybody, wherever you are in the world. The holiday season is a special time. Never forget the purpose of holidays is definitely to be with family, to definitely give more. But anyway, guys, listen, have you heard about the official launch that we're going to be doing in January? Biggest project of my entire life. We're calling it pre-launch 10,000 right now. We're launching with 10,000 people in January on an just exciting digital-based project in the network marketing space that is globally. So I'm really excited about it. I don't know if you've heard about it. Have you heard about the free trip? Do you know about the free trip to Dubai? Do you know about the free trip to Dubai, guys? Well, listen, go ahead and click the link below or above or whatever this video, and you can actually see the actual free trip that we are designing for 50 of you guys to come to Dubai January 13th through the 17th. It's going to be incredible. If you've never had a chance to go to Dubai, look it up. I'm telling you, Dubai is more than what they say it is. It is absolutely incredible. So I'd love for you to join us. All you got to do is simply qualify. It's really, really simple to do that. Go ahead and watch the video and you'll learn more about it. But anyway, guys, hey, listen, I want to give you a free nugget. As I told you, I'm standing here on a golf course right now. For those of you that know me, you know I like to play golf. I'm not as good as I used to be, but it's the thought that counts. It's the thought that counts. But anyway, guys, I want to go ahead this morning and I want to go ahead and give you just an exceptional nugget. An exceptional nugget. I promise you every day I would come on and give you a building tip. Not something that I heard, not something that I read, but actually what I do. Something that I do that has helped me achieve the small success that I've achieved so far in this profession. Well, today's tip, guys, I want to talk to you about being bold. Okay, I want to talk to you about being bold. Listen, everything that you really, really want, all your dreams, all your goals, everything that you want to become, everything you want, it's outside of your comfort zone. It's outside of the box. Let me say that again. Drop a 1 if you agree with me. Everything that you want to accomplish in your life, I don't care what it is, all of your goals, everything you hope to be, everything you want to contribute and give, everything you want to accomplish, it's outside of your comfort zone. Listen, I'm not a motivational speaker, I'm just a good coach. Everything you want to accomplish, guys, is outside of your comfort zone. So with that said, I want you to understand it's extremely important that you have to develop a sense of boldness. I know for some of you it might be easy. You might be listening to this video going, well, I'm already bold. And I know for some of you it might be difficult. But remember what I initially said. Everything you want, everything, it's outside of your comfort zone. Guys, here it is. I'm standing on the fifth hole of the golf course that I live on. And I'm standing here on the green. Look at me. I've got on shoes. You're not supposed to be on the green with shoes. What's my point? Some of you may say, what is he doing? Boldness. Boldness. Here it is. You see the golfer right there? The golfer's hitting the ball. I'm standing here. And there's a possibility he could hit the ball and he could come close to me. My point is, I want you to understand you've got to develop a sense of boldness. I want to tell you 2 stories before we get out of here. I'm reminded, I'm 40 years old now. Actually, I'll be 41, January 5th, God willing. See you. Back to what I was saying. So, I want to tell you 2 stories. I'm reminded when I was, I think I was 19 years old. I was dead broke, I had just dropped out of college, and I was at a burrito shop here in Sacramento, and I was standing there. I didn't know what I was going to do with myself. I just knew that I was going to be successful. I didn't put any amount on it. I made a promise to my mother and my father that I would be successful and I would be the best at whatever I decided to be. And the reason why I gave them that promise is because I really respect and honor the example that they set for me and all of my brothers. And so there I was sitting in that burrito shop, and a sharp gentleman walked in. I mean, this guy, I'll never forget. He had brown shoes on. He had a pinstripe blue suit, white shirt, nice blue tie with a nice knot in the tie, slick hair. He was a white gentleman. He had some glasses on, and this guy was cleaner than the Board of Health. He was clean. This brother was clean. He walked in, and I was sitting there at a burrito shop, and I remember telling him, man, you look sharp. Number one, boldness. I gave him a compliment as a man that I don't even know, okay? I hope you're paying attention to the story. There's a point. I gave him a compliment. This is a man I didn't even know. And number two, I said to him, excuse me, man, if you don't mind me asking, what do you do? You look sharp. And that he told me, his name was Brent Peterson. Brent Peterson. And he told me that he was an owner of his own mortgage and real estate company in Sacramento, California. And at that point, I asked him if he had a business card. Of course, I had no cards. I was broke. And we exchanged. I got his business card, and I followed up with him. I'm telling you the story because I was bold to speak to someone who I didn't even know. I didn't know this gentleman. And because of me opening my mouth, you see the miracle that you're waiting on, the secret that you've been looking for, it's hidden inside of your mouth. Let me say it again. I said the miracle that you're waiting on, the secret that you've been looking for, it's hidden inside of your mouth. You have to open your mouth. It doesn't matter if you're an introvert, an extrovert, white, black, Asian, it doesn't matter. You've got to open your mouth. You got to develop a sense of boldness. And so because I gave him a compliment, I got his phone number. Long story short, he ended up hiring me as his assistant, all commissions inside of the real estate and mortgage industry. 5 years later, I became a $1 million earner annually inside of that profession. One man, one conversation, one moment in time. I was bold, and I want everybody to know Brent was not black. So it wasn't like, okay, I saw another black person, hey, what's up, man? No, this was somebody that he was white. And I want everybody to know that because oftentimes the blessing you've been searching for, been wishing for, been trying to achieve, been wanting, sometimes it doesn't look like you, doesn't sound like you, doesn't even think like you. Okay? Watch your step there as you're going back there. So, guys, I want you to know that's the first story of boldness. You got to be bold. You have to. I'm thinking about what it is that we're about to do. This is the biggest project I've ever done in my life. Many of you think I'm crazy, but if you really know me, I don't care what you think. Your thoughts have nothing to do with my dreams. Nothing. So I can tell you, but again, we look at 10,000 people that'll be launching with us in less than a week. And we're already above the goal, ladies and gentlemen. We are already above the goal. I told you we would have 10,000. We have over 10,000 right now. Okay? Again, what's the point? Bold. You got to be willing to do something you've never done before if you're expecting to achieve what you've never achieved before. We're going to have 50,000 people. 50,000 is what we're going to have by March. 50,000 all around the world. 50,000. Do you know that our goal is to do $50 million by March? 50 million. I don't know anybody that's launching doing 50 million right out the gate. That's big thinking. You got to be bold. You got to be bold. I want to give you the second story. I'm reminded of 11 years ago, there was a meeting I didn't want to go to. I was invited to a home meeting here in Sacramento. There was a gentleman by the name of Holton Buggs that was going to be there speaking. And we all know him. If you don't know him by now, he's a legend in this profession. But 11 years ago, you go ahead, come on. 11 years ago, the gentleman was actually here in Sacramento doing a home presentation at a friend of mine's house. A friend of mine called me and invited me to come to the presentation. I didn't want to go. Long story short, I ended up showing up. I remember being in that presentation, sitting in the back of the house, about 5 or 10 guests were there. And I really wasn't listening to anything that Holton was saying. I wasn't listening to anything. There were 2 words that he said to me. He said residual income and he said leverage. I remember the meeting adjourned, it was over. I went up to him and I said, listen, I want to know more about this residual income you're talking about. And he said, he shook my hand and, told me I was a nice guy or whatever. And I said, I want to know more about this leverage and this residual income that you're talking about. So he and I sat down and I said, listen, sir, I don't mean to, interrupt you, but can you show me the income that you make? I know you've been talking. Can you show me the income that you make? It's the second time in my life that I was bold enough to ask a man, show me, don't tell me. Show me the money you make. And I remember at that time, not only did he show me, but he also invited me to come to Houston where he lived to his home. See, what happens if I would have never opened my mouth and asked him to show me his income? Would I have received the invitation to go to his house and gain more access to him? Probably not. What would have happened if I never opened my mouth to Brent Peterson and told him, wow, you look sharp. What do you do? Would I have gained access to him? Probably not. What's the point of both of the stories? You've got to be bold. You've got to be bold to achieve what it is you want to achieve. You've got to develop a sense of boldness. I want you, if you're watching me right now, I want you to type in these 2 words on the screen. Be bold. Be bold. We've got literally about 7 or 8 days before we go into the new year. When you look back over 2018 and you say to yourself, what's missing? What can I do more of? Obviously, I'm always going to tell you, you need to be persistent, you need to be consistent, but you also need to be bold. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to do $50 million right out the gate. Right out the gate. 50 million, 50,000 people. I've never done 50 million my first month, but that's exactly what we're about to do. 50 million. Do you think I'll do it if I'm not courageous enough, if I'm not bold enough to talk to people all around the world, if I'm not bold enough to put my ego aside and make the phone calls to leaders bigger than myself, letting them know about a project that the California Kid is leading and it's about to take the world by storm? You've got to be bold. For those of you that have children, let me say this to you. Do you want your children to look up to you and say, wow, my father was bold. My father was courageous. My mom was bold and courageous. Wow, look at my mama. Look at her. Isn't that the example you want to set for your kids? Last thing I'll say to you. When kids are in grade school, they receive a report card. They receive a report card, of how well they're doing in school. Well, what if we turned it around? What if we allowed your children to give you a report card on your performance? Mommy, you've been telling me for years and years and years and years and years that you're going to be successful and you're going to help us get a new house, a new car, and you're going to do this and you're going to do that. Dad, you've been talking a really good game, Dad, and you've been saying you're going to do all these wonderful things. Well, today, Dad, I'm giving you a D. I'm giving you a D. Because, Dad, you be talking a good game, but I don't never see you doing nothing. What if we changed it around where your children were able to give you a report card on your performance? My question to you is this. Would you like the grade that you would receive that your child gave you based upon the example that you're setting before them? I say that to you with all due respect because I want you to understand it's time for you to cross the line into 2019 with a sense of boldness. Listen, you can start with small steps of boldness. How about you start complimenting people when you walk around? Hey, how you doing? You look nice. Hey, man, love your shirt, love your perfume. How about you? You got to develop a sense of boldness. Your upline can't do it for you. Your downline can't do it for you. Your sideline, your mama, your granny, your grandpa, your pastor, they can't do it for you. You got to do it for yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the California Kid. I want you to know, I love you. There's nothing you could do about it. This launch is going to be bigger than I think. There's nothing you can do about it. And all I can tell you is this. You got two choices. You can be a part of it or you're going to watch it. You get to decide, but just know I'm doing it to lead by example so that you can see what it means from a little boy to come from East Oakland, California, to believe in his goals and dreams and to be bold enough to go out there and go get them. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you guys dearly. I'll see you on the next one. Happy holidays once again.